Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're doing NBA preseason highlights. Bulls visiting the Cavaliers and old friends Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade. LeBron James, first action. He'd been out with a left ankle. James working on Jerry and Grant. Too easy. Let's see how the range is coming along. Three ball working. And then let's see how he moves on that ankle. Well, that looks pretty good, too. 17 points in the game for James. The Cavaliers had some problems holding on to the basketball, though. James looking for Dwayne Wade. That's not going to work. James had 8 turnovers in this game. James probably thinking about the countless number of perfect lob passes hooked up with Wade on in Miami. You remember how good all that was. But not this time.
It's warm-up basketball.
But it's preseason, so you get a chuckle out of it. Derrick Rose and Jeff Green, the new guys in Cleveland. Look at Rose. He's still got that explosiveness. Can still get to the bucket and finish. 13 points for Rose. Later on the fast break, look at him explode. Up top, Green. Oh. Give you another look at that one. We'll break out the ESPN axis on this one so you can see Green can still get up there. Cavaliers lose 108-94. Justin Holiday with 28. Here's James on that ankle.
You asked me if it was a regular season game, could I have played? I told you no. It's not 100%.
So why push it on?
Because I just want to test it out. I got to play at some point, so I wanted to test it out and understand it, see how I feel. And like I said, I'll at least have a week, to kind of get it better and better, depending on how I react tomorrow.
So it's a chemistry experiment in Cleveland right now. They debuted their new starting lineup of Rose, Wade, Jay Crowder, LeBron James, and Kevin Love. In 16 minutes, they were on the floor together. They were outscored by 12 points. They had 4 assists, 8 turnovers. 3 quarters they played. Cavaliers' starting unit was outscored by 12 points, while all the other Cavs lineups were +7 in that span. Let's talk Cavaliers now with Paul Pierce, who's officially on our squad now.
Right.
That was the best news I got this offseason. Let's talk about Dwayne Wade and his role with the Cavaliers. What's the best role for him to play on this team?
Well, Dwayne Wade has to figure it out because he's so used to being the first or second option. He's coming into a team to where he's probably the third, fourth, or even maybe fifth option. So he has to get accustomed with playing with LeBron again, playing with Kevin Love, and he has to pick his spots. They have to find ways to get him involved. Right here, he's in the post. He's just not comfortable in the offense right now. He's still trying to figure things out. Tristan Thompson, he hasn't ran a pick and roll with him, so he throws it out. He just has to figure out, Dwayne Wade is a smart player. He'll eventually figure it out. Once he figures out his role, he'll pick his spots.
Does he belong in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I believe he does. With Rose, it's a difficult backcourt because there's no shooting. Once Isaiah comes back, he can spread the floor. It opens up lanes for Dwayne Wade, and he'll be fine.
Meanwhile, Paul, Kevin Love found out he's in the Cavaliers starting lineup playing at center. Let's take a listen to how he found out, and then we'll get your thoughts on that.
Kind of a funny thing happened the third day of practice. I had asked about a certain play on the defensive end and whether it was the different coverages on the 4 or the 5 man. And Bron kind of stopped me. He goes, you know you're going to be starting at the 5, right? So I kind of looked at him and didn't really fully understand that was going to be the case.
Okay, so LeBron James said it in the starting lineups. What do you make of that?
Well, it's not that unusual that the head coach will let him know his star player that what kind of changes are we making? What are we going to do to get better? And one of the things that T. Lue mentioned to LeBron is playing Kevin Love at the 5.
Even before he mentions it to Kevin Love?
Before he mentions it to him, he has to let LeBron know his star player in there. Then it trickles on down. Maybe sometimes it's easier coming from your star player to tell another player, and coaches send messages that way a lot of times. So not that unusual, but it does happen.
They seem to have 2 of everything in Cleveland. I mean, a really stacked roster. Where do you place them right now in the Eastern Conference? Are they number 1?
They're number 1. They probably won't be number 1 record-wise. They'll get off to a slow start. No Isaiah Thomas. They got to implement so many new players. D-Wade, Derrick Rose, Jeff Green, Crowder. So it's going to take an adjustment period. Boston has to do the same thing, too. But they'll be healthy at the start of the season. But it's still Cleveland is the team to beat in the East.
All right. Good to see you again. I can't wait for the season to start.
All right.